Imagine a huge storybook filled with tales of brave explorers, daring rebels, and the birth of a nation unlike any other. That's the history of the United States of America in a nutshell. From the days of Native American tribes to the modern marvels of skyscrapers and technology, this story has it all. So grab your popcorn and get ready for a roller coaster ride through time as we unravel the extraordinary journey of the land we call home. The United States of America, pre-colonial era. Before the days of European explorers setting foot on American soil, this land was already home to vibrant civilizations. Imagine bustling cities, vast empires, and rich cultures spread across the continent. Native American tribes such as the Navajo, Cherokee, and Iroquois thrived in harmony with nature, cultivating advanced societies and trading networks. Their deep connection to the land and diverse traditions laid the foundation for the story of America. Colonial period. Fast forward to the 17th century, when European explorers began to arrive on the shores of what would become the United States. Ships laden with hopeful settlers braving the treacherous Atlantic Ocean in search of new opportunities. The first successful English colony, Jamestown, was established in 1607, followed by the Pilgrims' arrival at Plymouth Rock in 1620. These early settlements faced harsh winters, unfamiliar landscapes, and clashes with indigenous peoples. Yet, through perseverance and sheer determination, they laid the groundwork for the colonies that would shape the future of America. Revolutionary War. Now let's fast forward to the 18th century, a time when tensions between the American colonies and British rule reached a boiling point. Imagine a land simmering with discontent, fueled by grievances over taxation without representation and restrictions on freedom. This tension erupted into open rebellion, with iconic events like the Boston Tea Party and the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Led by fearless figures like George Washington, the colonies fought tooth and nail for their independence. Against all odds, they emerged victorious, securing their place in history and paving the way for the birth of a new nation, the United States of America. Formation of the nation. With independence secured, the newly formed United States faced the daunting task of building a nation from the ground up. After a group of visionaries gathering in Philadelphia in 1787 to draft a groundbreaking document, the Constitution, this blueprint for governance laid the framework for a federal system that balanced power between the central government and the states. Despite challenges such as conflicts with Native American tribes and the divisive issue of slavery, the young nation began to take shape. Through perseverance and compromise, the United States embarked on a journey of growth and self-discovery that would shape its destiny for centuries to come. Expansion and westward movement. As the 19th century dawned, the United States embarked on a remarkable era of expansion and westward movement. Picture a nation bursting at the seams with ambition, fueled by the concept of manifest destiny, the belief that it was destined to expand across the continent. In 1803, President Thomas Jefferson doubled the size of the young nation with the Louisiana Purchase, setting the stage for westward exploration and settlement. The Lewis and Clark expedition blazed a trail to the Pacific Ocean, uncovering untamed wilderness and forging connections with indigenous peoples along the way. This era of expansion brought both promise and peril as the United States pushed ever further into uncharted territory, forever altering the landscape and shaping the nation's identity. Civil War and Reconstruction. Fast forward to the mid-19th century, and tensions between the northern and southern states reached a breaking point. Imagine a nation torn asunder by conflicting ideologies, with slavery at the heart of the divide. The Civil War erupted in 1861, pitting brother against brother in a devastating conflict that would claim the lives of hundreds of thousands. Iconic battles like Gettysburg and Antietam became battlegrounds for the soul of the nation, as President Abraham Lincoln fought to preserve the Union and end the scourge of slavery. With the Union's victory in 1865, the United States faced the monumental task of Reconstruction, rebuilding a shattered nation and grappling with the legacy of slavery. This tumultuous period laid the groundwork for the struggles and triumphs that would shape the nation in the years to come. Industrialization and immigration. Enter the late 19th and early 20th centuries. a time of unprecedented change and growth for the United States. Landscape transformed by the roar of industry as factories sprang up across the nation, churning out goods at an astonishing rate. This era of industrialization brought with it a wave of immigration, as millions of people from around the world sought refuge and opportunity on American shores. Imagine bustling cities teeming with newcomers, each bringing their own unique culture and traditions to the melting pot of America. Yet amid the promise of progress, this period also saw the rise of labor unrest and social inequality, as workers fought for fair wages and better working conditions. Through it all, the United States emerged as a global economic powerhouse, forever changing the course of history. World Wars and the Cold War. Fast forward to the 20th century, and the United States found itself thrust onto the world stage in the midst of two devastating conflicts, World War I and World War II. The nation mobilized for war, with its young men and women answering the call to defend freedom and democracy. From the trenches of Europe to the Pacific Islands, American soldiers fought bravely alongside their allies, ultimately helping to secure victory and usher in a new era of global politics. But as one war ended, another began, the Cold War. Imagine a world gripped by fear and uncertainty as the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in a tense standoff, each vying for supremacy on the world stage. From the Cuban Missile Crisis to the proxy wars fought in Korea and Vietnam, the Cold War shaped the course of history for decades to come, leaving an indelible mark on American society and culture. Civil rights movement. Shift your focus to the mid-20th century, a time of profound social upheaval and struggle for equality in the United States. A nation at a crossroads, as African Americans and other marginalized groups rose up to demand their rights and dignity. Led by courageous figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and countless others, the civil rights movement swept across the country, challenging segregation and discrimination at every turn. Imagine the scenes of peaceful protests and marches met with violence and resistance as ordinary Americans fought for justice and equality. From the Montgomery bus boycott to the March on Washington, these grassroots efforts culminated in landmark legislation such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, forever changing the fabric of American society. Yet, despite these victories, the struggle for civil rights continues to this day, a reminder of the ongoing quest for justice and equality in the land of the free. Contemporary America. Fast forward to the present day, and the United States stands as a beacon of democracy and diversity on the world stage. We're a nation grappling with the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century, from the aftermath of the September 11th attacks to the election of the first African-American president, Barack Obama. Imagine a country at the forefront of technological innovation, shaping the way we communicate, work, and live our lives. From Silicon Valley to Wall Street, American ingenuity continues to drive progress and prosperity around the globe. Yet amid the glitz and glamour of modern life, the United States also faces pressing issues such as climate change, income inequality, and racial injustice. As we look to the future, it's clear that the story of America is far from over. With each new chapter, we continue to strive for a more perfect union, guided by the principles of freedom, equality, and opportunity for all.